आसमान का चांद आपकी बाहों में हो, आप जो चाहें आपकी राहों में हो, हर वो ख्वाब आपका हो पूरा जो आपकी आंखों में हो. This is the promise we make to the candidates who join the B schools or the engineering colleges in our country. In today's scenario, the competition between the B schools and the engineering colleges has gone so tough that for a candidate it becomes difficult to differentiate. And typically on this forum, when we are talking of the students who come from a background where the access of internet is not available. I am particularly talking of the areas where during the plenary session it was mentioned interiors of Balaghat. Many of us sitting in the audience possibly may not have heard of that particular village, what our IT secretary mentioned of, or we have not physically seen that. What I am trying to tell you is, the student who joins us from an urban city or an urban place, there is an awareness. But what about the students who come from the interiors of the country, the rural background or the semi-urban background, who doesn't have the awareness, who joins your program because you are going to give him the dreams come true at the end of 2 years or at the end of 4 years. My presentation today is based on the study which personally me and a few of my colleagues we have conducted during the period 2009 to 2011 with few of the employers from retail, banking, insurance, IT and couple of other sectors who are actually employing the students of a management school. We have interviewed about 120 employers who used to come to our institution to recruit. I am trying to present before all the audience a attribute framework which is actually required for an institution to develop and look into, whereby the employability skills in the student who joins us, with whom we have made the promise, they are enhanced and we are able to meet the expectations of our employers. The present situation, if I see the focus on employability skills, it has been there in the country. But since a decade or so, we have been talking more about this. The forums like this have come up in the country and many of us, we get together and discuss. There are wide range of terms which we use for non-technical skills, such as generic skills, essential skills, soft skills, key competencies, transferable skills, enterprise skills, 21st century skills, and so on. Now these terminologies or terms we have often been using, and even since morning we have heard a couple of these terms for so many times. Now many of the frameworks across the globe have been used to describe the relevance, how these skills, what we call it as the life skills, are important, and in terms of getting an employment for a student who joins us and also sustaining that employment. I have tried to capture these skills under the category for all the education and training purpose. First is the basic fundamental skills which a student should possess in terms of language, literacy, numeracy, and ICT literacy skills. Second category is people skills, such as being respectful to others, communication, team working skills. In the plenary session, we heard our respectable minister, whereby he talked of Sanskarheen Shiksha. Are we into that? No. All my esteemed colleagues will agree that we provide an ethical education to our students. We are abided by that and we promise to go ahead on that. So are we getting into that being respectful to others? The incident which he mentioned, our Honorable Minister, in the morning, are we trying to imbibe that skill into our students? Thinking skills, such as analytic, problem solving, synthesis, creativity, learning skills. And the last, the personal skills, self-management, cultural understanding, having a global perspective, and of course, acting with responsible, ethical behavior. Now, these are the 4 large categories whereby the non or the life skills, the generic skills, they all get into what is required by a student who passes from a college, gets to an employer for seeking a job, or even becomes an entrepreneur on his own. Now, significant level of uncertainty and skepticism about teaching and assessing in the country has been there. We are always having a different opinion on definitions and also on the interpretations coming out of those. We have different levels of abstracting these terms. And of course, at the delivery end, we have differences in confidence and our commitment to teach these skills. This is the present situation in the country. What's the outcome? The full integration of employability skills into our education and training system is yet to come. I don't know, it may take a few years or a couple of years for us to imbibe this. What I present to you now, a proposed approach which is based on the following concepts. Can we have a developmental model in nature whereby these skills which we are talking of can be brought in together? Can we have more than the skills? Something better than that? What we have been using skills, can we have better than that? And these skills, again I am using the same term, can it be relevant across various or different contexts. And of course, as we have been talking about the measurability part, can it be teachable, learnable, demonstrable, and measurable? This is the most important aspect amongst us. The developmental model which I have taken says pre-employment as the level, followed by level 1 which is called as novice, the level 2 advanced beginner, level 3 competent, level 4 proficient, and level 5 expert. There are various debates and discussions. Even there is a framework which says in the vocational training up to level 7, level 9, even UK, Australia, and couple of other countries, they have been adopting various levels. But this I am proposing for our country, keeping the context of our students who join us. When I said more than just skills, what I mean is, can we have employability skills which are actually context dependent? That is, in the real work context, what is being done in that situation, can we develop and make it teachable and learnable for the student? And this awareness and knowledge component of employability among youth is very, very high. The last point in my slide. Because when he joins us, he knows that he wants to become a manager. You ask any of the student who joins a B school in the first semester, why you have taken up this program, why you have taken up the course. The answer is, I want to become a manager. I want to be an entrepreneur. Hardly few will say. Even I could not find in my 20 years of career in management education, 2% of the batch size saying that. They will all want to become managers. Some of the attributes and attitudes in the workplace are important. There are challenges in trying to define and measure these attributes and attitudes. They can be described in terms of the demonstrable behavior. I have quoted one example over here. In terms of the punctuality, an outcome of which is actually an outcome of good planning, self-management, and understanding of workplace expectations, these all things can be demonstrated. Can we bring this into our syllabus, into our day-to-day routine, as a faculty, as a director, as a dean? Are we punctual in starting our class? A question to my fraternity, my community, academic community over here. Attitudes can also be demonstrated, yeah. But the measurement has an objective. I have been given a chit to hurry up. Yeah, I know. I'll quickly go to the framework. It should contain skills, knowledge, and attributes. That is, first point is manage yourself in the world of work, work effectively with others, and third, get the job done. This is what an employer is expecting of you, that is from a student whom he recruits. These are the factors. I'll quickly get on to the employability skills, the core skills, and the technical or the curriculum through which we are getting. And These are the skill areas and the elements which I propose in this forum, if it can be taken up through our curriculum to all the students who join us. And of course, when we look into the attributes, that is the right-hand side column in my slide, the point number, whereby work effectively with others, in this willingness, even in the first point, willingness. Is your student actually willing to take up this? That's the most important key aspect which we should look into. As we have been talking of in the morning, that do we need to teach our child how to play with a gadget? Actually, he has been willing to, just operate that gadget. And that's the reason he has done it. We have been talking of absenteeism in the classrooms, which is, yes, a very, very key issue in the educational institutes today. The point here comes, for all these, is the student willing? That's what the attribute I am trying to look into. Willingness for each one of this.